Spread the good news that teachers can be wealthy. Teachers can make a difference in their life by putting money aside and budgeting for it. So that way you can become financially free, financially stable, have the financial success that you deserve. Welcome to the Teacher Money Show, the podcast dedicated to helping teachers navigate your unique financial challenges and unlock your financial superpowers. I'm your host, Sean Morgan, a full-time teacher. That's right, I teach every day just like you, and personal financial coach and speaker. And I'm here to help every teacher, whether you're a seasoned teacher looking for fresh insights or a new educator navigating your first paycheck to have a richer wallet, classroom, and life. The contents of this podcast are informational in nature and are not legal or tax advice, and neither I nor my guests are engaged in the provision of legal, tax, or any other advice. You should not act upon this information without first seeking appropriate advice from an accountant, financial planner, lawyer, or other professional. Today, it's just me and you again, and I wanted to take a moment today to talk to you about wellness. Now, as you know, I've been going into schools to talk to teachers about their personal finances, to show teachers that it's possible to thrive while staying in the classroom. And I'm hoping to help teachers stay teachers. Teacher retention is a huge part of that, and to help teachers live a more fulfilled life. It's a mutually beneficial thing. And it's been a real struggle. So I want to just make sure we understand why this matters. And I want to talk to you guys about how we can work together to help spread this message to a lot of people. So the reason this matters is because, as I'm sure you're aware, since you are listening to a financial podcast, that financial wellness is a hugely important part of our life. In schools, we tend to hear a lot about mental wellness, right? We have these supports, right? Oh, you need to go ahead and take some time to take deep breaths, or go on a walk, or whatever it is, this self-care that we hear about a lot. So much about self-care. It's a little annoying at this point because they just say, yeah, here's a list of ideas of how you can do self-care. But there's usually not any time built in for the self-care. It's like, okay, yeah, I know how to do self-care, but I'm just stuck in my classroom, just barely hanging on. How am I supposed to implement the self-care? So that's kind of it's almost patronizing sometimes, actually, the way that it's presented. But hopefully your school district is better about it. But the thing that is at least good is that they recognize that our mental health is hugely important. And the way that we approach our day with the positive mental health is going to help us continue moving forward. If we don't have that good mental health, you don't have anything. The second thing that's often emphasized is our physical wellness. Right? People talk about getting enough exercise, eating healthy, making sure you're sleeping enough. They have programs like my school had a wellness program where you would learn about some sort of healthy living, and they would give you a prize if you completed the activity to learn about healthy living. And they would have a plan where you'd go and get your blood pressure checked and your other conditions, and they say, okay, here's your plan for how you can improve your health, and it's provided through your insurance, which is fine. It's just a way to improve your physical health. I do think that we can do more to improve our physical health. Just collectively as teachers. I mean, I knew two teachers who would go on a walk together every lunch, and I think that that's fantastic, right? You're creating that social connection, which really helps with the mental and the physical with the walking. I think that's really, really important. Those two things are what everyone's talking about. The third leg of the wellness stool is your financial health, and no one mentions it ever. I have tried talking to some schools who don't even acknowledge that as a problem. They say, well, we have financial advisors for that. Those financial advisors are people who are coming in with free donuts or things like that, and they are providing financial advice that's really financial sales. They are selling products. But if you ask them, what can I do to get my budget under control? Or you ask them, how can I increase my income? Or you ask them, what are things that I can do to help keep more of my money? they would have no idea. They might be struggling to be paycheck to paycheck themselves because they are only doing a job of selling financial products. They are not financial coaches. They are not financial planners. They have this name financial advisor, which makes them sound like they should know what they're talking about, but all they can advise you on is which product to buy for investment. And their advice might not even be that great, depending on the company that they work for. Their advice might be for a high cost life insurance plan or annuity that is just not going to serve your best interest, most likely. There are situations where you might need those, but they're very few and far between. So we're thinking that teachers are being served by these financial advisors, but we're just not. The foundational principles that are necessary to even get to the point where you can invest, the budgeting and the pay yourself first principles and the increasing the gap between your income and your expenses, those things that create a more financially stress-free life, a more financially stable life, those things are missing. And that's what I'm trying to do when I'm going into schools, is to build that foundation so that way teachers can thrive financially and then invest in the correct products to be able to become financially free. Now, I need your help with this. I need you to start spreading this message of financial wellness, because the problem that I've experienced as I've been working to get partnerships with schools is that we don't even know it's a problem. You know it's a problem because you're here. You have felt that problem. You felt that hole. And without you pointing out that it's a problem to your administrators, to your district, they are going to continue to be blind to it and think that they're being served by financial advisors. For example, I reached out to a district locally that I had a strong connection with. I wanted to just offer a free workshop to help their teachers live a better life. And they said, no. And I said, why? And they said, we already have a partnership with a vendor, and we have promised to only have them as our single vendor, and we cannot have any other vendors. And I said, well, I'm not vending anything. I'm just giving you a free workshop. So some, helpful tips to build a stronger foundation. They said, no, we can't do it. This vendor is our only vendor, then you cannot come in. So they assumed that I was vending something, which I wasn't. I was just coming in to give some coaching. But the real problem with the assumption is having just this single vendor that they are beholden to. There's no guarantee that this company is offering what is necessary. And on top of that, it's a financial advising company. Financial advisors do not give advice on budgeting and those foundational skills. So there's this huge blind spot, this wobbly leg of the wellness stool that is completely missing. And we can only get it propped back up if we work together. So I don't want to make this too much of a sales pitch for you guys. I'm just trying to help you understand that there is a problem. You have already felt that problem. You are here. You are listening. You want financial advice to help you become better. You want to be coached into choosing a better budget, or into being able to save more of your money, so that way you can invest, and where to invest and the right ways to invest and so forth. That is the problem that is not being addressed at our schools. And I know you have teacher friends. Talk to them about this. Spread the good news that teachers can be wealthy. Teachers can make a difference in their life by putting money aside and budgeting for it. So that way you can become financially free, financially stable, have the financial success that you deserve. All it takes is getting your schools on board so that way they can support you. Yes, you can get financial coaching one-on-one. And at this point, I'd recommend it, because I'm all about taking into control what you have control of instead of waiting for somebody else to do it. But something that you do have control of is advocacy. As we know, the best way that we can work together is to advocate together for a shared goal. Go to your fellow teachers and say, would you like to learn how to handle your money better? Would you like to have the support in knowing how to stretch your thin paycheck to be able to create the life that you want? And I almost guarantee you're going to have teachers that are on board and advocate together. It's just like if you want to have a class added to your school, or you want to, increase salaries, or you want to get better benefits, or whatever it is. If we can come together, maybe talk to your union about it, get the union on board, see if they are willing to work together with you to bring this type of education. It doesn't have to just be me. It has to be from lots of places. I am one person. If I tried to go to every single school district in America, I would get through my entire career before I got to all of them. It's just not possible. We need to bring this financial wellness to schools now. It's the only way that we are going to help teachers survive. And now, I don't like to talk about politics a lot. I'm just going to throw this out here. Right now, I'm recording this end of April 2025. Things are looking very volatile, very risky in our economy. The likelihood of recession is looming. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen. But if we don't act fast to help teachers, we might miss out and have a lot of teachers who have to leave the profession as they are unable to cope with these volatile conditions. It is vitally important that teachers have a strong hold on their money so we can keep teachers in the classroom. I am terrified that teachers are going to continue to leave in droves, and it's going to go up and up, and then we're not going to be able to sustain the education of our country. Education is so important. I know you guys know that. And this is a missing key, a nice foundation stone in helping our education system stay propped up. So this is going to be a rather short episode today. I know we can go with me and my guests back and forth for up to an hour, and it's going to be a nice short thing here. But I guess the key takeaways, just the final things I want you to know, or the clip notes, as it were. And I'm not going to do a sponsor for the clip notes today because I feel like I've already kind of preached at you a bit, and I don't want to keep doing that. Clip notes for today are just simply this. There are three types of wellness. You've got your mental wellness, your physical wellness, and your financial wellness. Schools are handling the first two decently. The third one is completely missing. The second clip note is you must advocate or it's not going to happen. Advocacy is the only way that we are going to be able to help everybody, all of the teachers, as many as possible, come to this place of financial wellness. And third, just remember something that I've said every single episode. It's possible to be wealthy as a teacher. It's very, very possible. So we need to help our fellow teachers believe that. And the best way to do that is to get into the schools and talk to teachers. They aren't seeking out this podcast on their own, but if they can hear it, if they can engage it, if they can learn about it in a fun and exciting and engaging way, it's something that's going to help them see that it's possible to be wealthy as a teacher. We can keep more teachers. We can retain more teachers. We can make teaching suck less when you have more teachers that are working together, that are staying in the profession, that are strong teachers, that are master teachers. That is going to keep education doable. It's going to keep your sanity. So let's work together on this and create a richer wallet, classroom, and life for everybody. And remember, as a teacher, you are already rich. Your wallet just needs to catch up. If you would like help on your personal financial situation, go to teachermoneyshow.com/coaching and you'll be able to find different ways that I can help you there. If you would like to participate in spreading this message of financial empowerment to teachers, I would encourage you to talk to your administrator or to your district level about going to SeanKMorgan.com to find more information there. And regardless of which one of those you need, please like and subscribe so that way we can spread the reach of this more. Leave a 5-star rating and review. That's going to help more teachers find this, and then turn around and tell a teacher friend. I really appreciate it.